and welcome back to another episode of HBO Max. I'm Makenna. Joining me as always is Brandon. Hi, Brandon. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good, Makenna. Pretty decent. Iowa lost in the Women's March Madness, which sucked. But LSU's, other than Kim Mulkey, I like LSU. So
is Kim Mulkey the coach?
Yeah, Kim Mulkey's the coach.
Is she the one that dresses nice?
Wears the ridiculous outfits?
Yeah, I like her. Yeah. Wait, why don't you like her?
She's a bad person.
Oh no. Okay.
She's like a really bad person.
Okay. I do not like her all of a sudden. I did get an ESPN notification. I didn't check it. Or rather, I didn't click into it. But can you explain to me what I guess it would probably have been better if I actually watched the video. Reese trolls Clark. Angel Reese points the ring finger and flashes can't see the sign.
So Caitlin Clark in a previous game hit like the John Cena "you can't see me" to another player, and so at the end of the game, Reese was like following Caitlin Clark around doing that, and then like pointing to her ring finger because they won a ring.
That's funny. That's good.
Yeah.
Good. That's sports.
Solid.
Baby.
Yeah. So I'm into the trash talking. I'm into all that. Just very much don't like Kim Mulkey. So
yes,
the fun comes at a cost for me.
Doesn't it always?
Yes, it does.
Welcome to Coen Brothers month. In this here month of April. Big month. We've been talking about doing some iteration of this, I think, for a while.
Yeah, pretty early on. I do think that this was shout out to Hoodie. I think this was Hoodie's idea back in like the second episode of the podcast or something. So
it was.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm very excited. We're doing Fargo, which is probably one of my favorite movies ever. I love this movie.
It's a really good. I know a couple people who this is like their favorite movie.
It's really good. So I guess here's some facts and figures about this movie. It was released in the United States on March 8th, 1996. Budget is $7 million, made $60.6 million. 7 Oscar nominations, including Best Picture and Best Director. It won 2. Frances McDormand won for Best Actress, and the Coen Brothers won for Best Original Screenplay. In 1998, it made the AFI's 100 Greatest American Films of All Time, and it was the most recent film on the list at the time. It was, however, delisted in 2007, but fear not, in 2006, it was selected for preservation in the United States National Film Registry.
Now, I don't know if you have this or not, but you said it was taken. It wasn't the most recent film as of 2007.
Right.
Did No Country for Old Men beat it out in 2007?
That's a good question. Can I get? Wait, hold on, let me see if I can get the list from 07. Top 100. Oh, that's not how you spell 100. American movies. We'll see. Let's see here. Did it come out in? I assume it came out in.
Yeah, that's the year No Country came out.
Oh my god!
No Country. Oh yeah, no, the AFI Top 100. So I'm not a big fan of the AFI Top 100 as a list. I think it's missing some things. I think it's including some things it doesn't have to. But yeah, if you go to the website, it's a checklist, and you can check off. I've seen a big portion of that list. I think I'm in the 70s.
Oh wow! I'm looking through this. Surprisingly, I have seen more than I thought I have.
A lot of them are like movies you'll watch when you're like growing up, because it's like The Wizard of Oz and stuff.
Yeah, I've seen like Citizen Kane and Casablanca and stuff. I watched those. They're good movies right there. Casablanca.
Yeah. I like Jurassic Park and stuff is in there. Like it's not like a super stuffy list, but like.
Yeah, I see MASH, which I realized I didn't think MASH would be on there. But
yeah, there's some weird ones where you're like, does this need to be on there?
Titanic! We've seen that. Okay, I'll stop looking at this list. I don't see No Country for Old Men on there. It might be on a later list. I'll look and I'll come back. When in a couple weeks when we do No Country for Old Men, I'll make a full circle for Coen Brothers month. I should make a note of that now I'm thinking about it. so I don't forget. I'll draw a star. Surely I'll know what that means in a few weeks. 2014, there was an FX show set in the same universe. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
You should see it.
It's one of the things that I've been meaning to watch for like a really long time, but it's just like I was so thrown off by the initial concept that I was just like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this.
See, the 5th season's coming out later this year.
It looks like Titanic was the film that got added in 2007.
Oh, interesting. Oh, we've seen that. Yeah, the FX. I saw the FX show before I saw the movie.
I've heard nothing but really good things. I do need to watch. It's just one of those things. I don't watch a lot of TV.
Right. It took me a while because it's hour-long episodes. There's, however, like 10 episodes, which I guess is like a movie. It's like, no, I lie. Movies aren't 10 hours long. Never mind. But
each episode is like a movie.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, it's a commitment, but it's a good commitment.
Yeah.
And it's also, I don't know how much I'm sure you know a good chunk about it maybe, but it's like it takes place in different decades and they all like connect, which is fun.
I do really like that like it's just like each season it's its own individual story.
Yeah.
But they keep it as like it's the same universe. True Detective sort of did a similar thing, and that's one of my favorite shows.
I think we talked about that early on as well, probably with Hoodie. I think with True Detective. Yeah,
Hoodie's also a big True Detective fan, so.
Yeah. The Fargo show doesn't in the first season it connects with the movie, but like other than that, it's the same universe, but I'm
glad that they went that direction with the Fargo show, because a lot of these shows that are like adaptations of movies really don't. You've got
I got my book. It's a thick book. Yeah, because you saying that it has like the original pitch that Noah Hawley did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it says like why it'll still work. It's not like how do you do it without making it like
they took the tone of the movie and not the
That's
story, which is genius if that's what you're going to do as a show. That's so much, because this movie actually does leave a lot of things unanswered, and there's plenty of room to flesh it out. Like, you could turn this into a 3-season TV show, because there's a lot of unanswered questions. There's a lot of like, where are things going to go after this? Where were things before this? And thankfully they ignored all of that, because it just would have been bad. Right, exactly. And I think I really like that. I thought it was really interesting how they do like, this is a true story, da 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 da, and it says about that in the book and like online and everything. How it's like they wanted that so that people had more of a connection, because like, oh shit, this is a real thing that happened, da 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 da. These are real people, whatever. Yeah. And like, I don't know. It feels real, and it allows you to like really suspend your disbelief that this was something that really happened. It's also just from what I've heard, it was just that they wrote that opening text line and they just thought it sounded so cool because it's fucking awesome. Because it's like, the following is a true story. The names have been changed out of respect for the living. The events have remained the same out of respect for the dead. Like, that's fucking really good. Just like cool ass shit. It also like, if you watch the movie, that doesn't make sense, actually. Because it's like, we changed the names out of respect for the living. Who living in this movie would be like, oh yeah, it's a good thing we changed their name. We wouldn't want that getting out. Exactly. Yeah, and they kept that for the show. Every episode starts with, this is a true story, the name, that's awesome. Which, like, not really knowing a lot about Fargo and everything, I had to Google. I was like, wait, what was this a real thing? And it came up with everything about like movies. It's a genius way to start off your movie, because it's like, it feels like you're not allowed to do that. Like, you're not allowed to lie at the beginning of your movie about it being a true story. And they were just like, it's not illegal. Exactly. Can't do anything about it. Who's going to sue them? Like, they're not taking anyone's story. Genius. So smart. And like, that even crossed my mind, like, whenever I first started, I was like, they can't do that. That's
it's going against what I was like, oh no.
I always love it when artists find artistic ways to break like the rules of the art, and yeah, this is like a prime example of just like it feels like you're not allowed to do it.
I guess breaking the law. Yeah, they were in every right. They did it. So yeah, you should watch the show just in time for season 5.
I'll get around to it for sure. It has so many good actors in it, like Chris Rock.
Every season is just.
I don't like Billy Bob Thornton as like a dude, but he's a great actor.
He's really good in this.
Yeah, and he's also that. It's great that they got him because he's like the Coen Brothers have like a history, and we'll go through this as we like do this, but they have a history of working with like the same actors over and over again.
Cool. Okay.
And they've worked with Billy Bob Thornton quite a few times.
Oh, interesting. Martin Freeman.
Yeah.
Yes, I always get him Martin Short mixed up for some reason. Martin's, Martin Freeman's with Billy Bob Thornton, and they're really good together.
Is Stephen Root in it?
I think he is, because I think that
you gotta have yourself a Stephen Root if you're doing a Coen Brothers thing.
I say this because I know a guy named Stephen Root. Not even a guy. Okay, Robbie Root, who is a frequent listener, and I know he's going to text me about this, that I'm bringing up his brother.
He is. Stephen Root in Fargo.
I think he's in the first season, maybe? I can't remember.
He plays a dentist.
Oh, never mind. I have no idea. I would have to rewatch it. Oh. Wait. Okay, I do recognize this dude. Yeah, he's in season 1. Okay.
Yeah. He's in like gotta be like 60% of the Coen Brothers movies.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. A fantastic character actor, Stephen Root.
I've seen him in a few things. And it's like, oh, there he is. There's Mr. Root. Yeah. Ewan McGregor's in the 3rd season.
Really?
Yeah. Which the 3rd season, David Thewlis is in that season as well.
Ooh.
Because I never looked up who was in a season before I started watching. I was like come on, like, oh my, there's Professor Lupin and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like, this is great. Kirsten Dunst and I'm forgetting her husband's name. They met in the 2nd season of filming this. I can't remember his name, but yeah, a lot of people. Very exciting. So yes, Fargo, good movie.
Okay, yeah.
Or good show.
Oh, Jesse Plemons.
Yes, him.
I love Jesse Plemons. He's such a good actor.
He's real good in the 2nd season. The 2nd season might be my favorite, I think. Okay.
Is it 3 seasons?
4.
4.
So it's, I won't tell you the decades, but yeah, it's good.
Okay. Yeah, I got to get around to watching this.
Yeah, it's a good time. I got a few more fun facts.
Okay.
3 more to be exact. The actors read a book called How to Talk Minnesotan. Yeah, we'll say it. That's how you pronounce it. Minnesotan. To help with their accents. I think it worked. For most of them.
Yeah. Frances McDormand's really good at it.
Mm-hmm.
She like feels like she's from there. Mm-hmm. William H. Macy is like very obviously doing like a voice.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't sound like he's just like talking like himself, and it's probably because I've seen him in a million things. Mm-hmm. He's not talking like himself from Minnesota. He's like doing this like super high pitched voice.
I don't think I've seen him in anything else. No, I'm thinking about it.
Really? Oh well. Yeah, I can't think of what you would have seen him in, but he's like he's just like the character actor. He's in a bunch of stuff in these minor roles, and he's great.
Yeah, I really liked him. I enjoyed him in this. I was going to talk about the TV show more, but I won't, because I don't want to spoil anything for you, because it's a good show. During filming, they experienced the 2nd warmest winter in 100 years in that region, Minnesota, North Dakota. So a lot of the snow was artificial, and they had to film in other, not Fargo or Minneapolis, for snow shots of Minnesota, North Dakota, and they went up to Canada. And then the wood chipper, which the wood chipper, it's gonna come. I have a story about the wood chipper, but the wood chipper is on display at the Fargo Moorhead Visitor Center in North Dakota, which I think we should add to our trip.
Put it on the list.
Put it on the list. The wood chipper. I'll get to it later on, because it's at the end of the movie. But the wood chipper is very important to my family. This specific wood chipper, so they might have to come along for that particular part. And that concludes my facts and figures for Fargo.
Nice. So a little bit of facts for you on my side, because yes. I'm a bit of an aficionado on the Coen Brothers. They're one of my favorite directors, writers. I think they're fantastic. I think they've only produced bangers. Like, if you like, I mean, they've had like the stuff that they didn't write tends to be or stuff they didn't intend to direct, like Intolerable Cruelty or Lady Killers, tend to be like not as good, but they're still just like, their directing ability makes them like really fantastic, because they're just like, they just nail it. They're like the technical proficiency on display in a Coen Brothers movie is basically perfection. Like, they never miss when it comes to like shot selection, editing, any of that stuff. They're always just knocking it out of the park. Fargo is a really interesting movie for them because it's kind of a return to form. So like, they started off their career doing just crime movies. Like Blood Simple is the one that they self-fundraised with, starring Frances McDormand. That's a crime movie. Followed up with Raising Arizona with Nicolas Cage. Fantastic film. Holly Hunter. Crime movie. Miller's Crossing. Crime movie. And then so they wanted to break out of the mold of doing crime movies. And so they did Barton Fink and Hudsucker Proxy, which both critically acclaimed but very like bad at the box office, didn't make their money back. And so Fargo is like proving that we still got it, gonna make a box office hit, don't lose confidence in us before we go off and do whatever we want to do next. Like, this is basically just like, we gotta have one that absolutely guarantees a hit. And yeah, Fargo, massive hit. So yeah, Coen Brothers are awesome.
Yes, I need to watch more Coen Brothers. Because I think I've only seen this movie of theirs. So,
it's gonna be interesting how we go for, and it's next week we're gonna be doing The Big Lebowski. I'm really interested in what you think about that movie.
Okay. Because
it sort of takes what Fargo does. And what will eventually become like the main thing of the Coen Brothers oeuvre, and like just cranks up to 11. Like the sort of shit just happens. What was the point of all of this? Does this mean anything? Like, the way that those are really nebulous things in this movie. That's The Big Lebowski is like 100% that. And so some people think it goes too far in sort of like the nihilist, nothing matters kind of territories. Maybe it goes a little too far. And so I'm interested in seeing how you like The Big Lebowski. But as for Fargo, I think it's perfect. It's just a really, really good movie.
And I'm always surprised that it's only a little bit over an hour and a half long, because it goes like, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Things are happening from the get-go. Like, it starts with him bringing the car to Steve Buscemi. Yeah. Like,
that's one of the other things that the Coen Brothers are really great at. It's just an incredibly tight script. They almost never like make a super long movie. And they're just like, yeah, like they don't leave a lot of, there's nothing happens in this movie that does not serve the movie. Right. 100%. Like, everything is like either moving the plot forward or moving what the point of the movie. It's just, they're perfect. They're some of the best to ever do it.
Yeah, and I think that's why I'm excited to like go more into their filmography and everything, because I like a good tight movie. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm particularly excited for The Big Lebowski because I know there's bowling in it.
Yeah.
So I like bowling. I like Gil Pete Weber and the whatnot.
Steve Buscemi's back in that one.
Oh, I love Steve Buscemi.
Yep.
What year did Big Lebowski come out?
Big Lebowski was 98.
Oh, okay.
It was the next movie they did.
Oh, so I'm checking something in my notes real quick. When was Armageddon? Oh, it was the same year as Armageddon. Steve Buscemi, he'd be out there. He's in all the movies. He's in all the. I think you're muted.
Yeah, the mute button on this is like not very good. So whenever I like mute to cough or whatever, it's like 50-50 whether I'm coming back or not. Steve Buscemi's just always working. Steve Buscemi's always got stuff in the pot. Like he's just like one of the all-time great character actors because I think somebody's put it. Somebody once said that like this is great because Brad Pitt will also have worked for the Coen Brothers. Brad Pitt is. He has the ability of a character actor, but he's stuck in a leading man's like face, essentially. And Steve Buscemi is the opposite. He can't be a leading man because of his looks, but he has the charisma of a leading man. Like whenever he's on screen, he just pops out and you love him.
Can we get him on the show?
I would fucking love that.
He can be our leading man.
I'm such a big fan of Steve.
It could be
like he does. He just always delivers.
He does. We can hear me out. I would be willing to change the name to HBO Steve.
HBO Steve?
Yeah. I'd be willing.
That'd be great.
Just for him.
If he wants to do the show every week, we can make it HBO Steve.
I'll give him the Notebook. He can take over. He's really good in this.
He's fantastic in this. Just like when he gets shot in the face.
Oh my God.
Like the performance he puts on of just being like, yeah, that's probably what it's like when a guy gets shot in the face.
He's like just sticking napkins on his face. Like it's
that like he's at first he's not like he's just really mad that he got shot.
He's just, God bless him, he's trying, I don't know, I guess he's just trying to get that money, He's just a working man.
Yeah.
How dare that man shoot him?
Or when he goes and steals the license plate and then gets stopped by the guy, like it's so good. Like just like he's so mad.
He's always so mad about something. Like even at the end when he's like, I'm gonna take the car or whatever, and like the other guy just doesn't do shit, and then he like goes to leave. And he's like, another thing or whatever. He's like, he just comes back pissed, and his anger knows no end.
He just won't shut up.
No. And that's what gets him in the end. But the wood chipper.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about the wood chipper yet. Because the wood chipper is going to be big. I'm going to tell a story.
There's a lot of things about this movie that I think are just like really just like kind of put it over the top as like a really, really great movie. I think one of the things that like really like stuck out to me this time when I was watching it is that like we have no idea why Steve Buscemi has decided to work with Carl,
right?
Who's Peter Stormare.
Yes,
Peter Stormare or whatever his name is.
I can't remember his name.
I can never remember how to pronounce his name. It's Stormare. Because you find out from Shep that like he doesn't know Carl.
Right.
And so we have no idea why he's decided to work with Carl. And that's the thing that like completely like destroys the entire plan is his decision to work with Carl.
I can't remember. Does it explain how William H. Macy even gets in contact with them?
Yeah.
Does he know Shep? Is it because of the auto?
Shep is the mechanic.
Okay.
At the auto dealership.
There we go.
Yeah, which is how Frances McDormand finds
Francis.
because Steve Buscemi called Shep from the hotel. Yeah, it's a tight fucking script. Everything's you get
there.
It all.
Are you familiar with the show Reba?
Yeah.
Did you recognize one of the prostitutes?
No.
It's Barbara Jean.
From Reba?
From Reba. I'm looking at it. I'm like, why does she look so familiar? And I'm like, oh my god, it's Barbara Jean from Reba. So of course I'm texting my family because my sister, obsessed. She has a Reba and Barbara Jean shirt that's it's Reba Jean. Campbell, my sister's seeing Reba in a couple weeks. She plans on wearing this shirt. So I know Reba maybe a little too well. So she's freaking out now. She wants to watch all of Fargo, but just for that one scene of Barbara Jean. But yeah,
still, I mean, it's a good movie.
Other than that, I know exactly. It's Oh, I always thought it was interesting how the poster is, it's of the Big Red murder. I call him Big Red because he's in Big Red coat. But it's of that murder, which I guess essentially kicks everything off. But I always thought that it was like, it was interesting that it was that particular moment, not like,
I think it's because it immediately sells the audience. Like, if you see that poster, it immediately says, this is a crime movie, right?
Oh,
right. This dead guy in the snow, car turned over. What happened?
What happened?
Right. I think it's and the design too of it being like this needle
cross
point.
Stitch.
Yeah.
That's what sold me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because even the book is cross stitch. You can't really tell in this, but it's the cross stitch.
Yeah.
From the lettering and everything.
Yeah, from the lettering.
Maybe I should remake the cover of this. I should do the poster.
You should do the poster.
I should do the poster.
Can you? Okay, now here's something. Can you do a poster-sized cross stitch of the poster from Fargo? Is that something that you're capable of doing?
Oh, Brandon. Yeah, of course I could.
Because
I could.
If you did that, I feel like maybe we could like auction it off or something. Like, I feel like that's a thing that we might be able to.
I think so. Like, I think I would have to know the size and I would have to reformat everything. But like, yeah, I could. Because I mean, it's all there. It's just a matter of me blowing it up to be poster sized. Like,
I might be willing to pay for that. Like a poster, like a legit, like it's the poster for Fargo, but done in cross stitch. That's got to be incredible.
Let me take a look at this. Oh yeah, it's almost entirely. There is the needle, but other than that, oh my god, I need a better res photo of this. I'm trying to see the Oh my god, yeah, it's all. Yeah, I can do it. There's even. Oh no, those are stamps. Yeah, I can do it. There's one for the TV series as well. Yeah, I'll do it. I just gotta figure out what size I gotta blow it up to. Which will be, because I was trying to figure out, I was looking at the poster to see like how the credits at the bottom were, but I think even they're kind of.
I think everything but the needle is done in cross stitch.
I think so. And even like blown up like that, I could probably just put the needle in the cross stitch, like just.
No, this is something that's interesting because it's not actually, when I think of the poster of Fargo, that's not the one I think of.
Do you think of the
Frances
other one?
McDormand in the snow? That's the one that always comes to mind. Is and it's probably because that was on like the VHS cover or whatever.
So I think I don't know. I can't. I'm trying to remember which one, because I originally watched the movie on Amazon Prime. I can't remember what they had. I think it was the one with Frances McDormand on it. But I remember, like, because I do like quizzes, like movie poster quizzes or whatever, I remember seeing that poster because it's so different from other posters.
Yeah, it's a really good design. Whoever came up with that, genius.
And it
great poster design.
It has that feel of like the Dakotas and the Minnesota, because like what else can you do up there other than like
and like a homespun murder, like that's genius.
So good. That's so smart. Everything is so thought out. Also,
Frances McDormand, fucking fantastic in this movie.
So good. I'm so happy she won Best Actress.
She's so good in this, and like she had done like she had been in every Coen Brothers movie up to this point. I want to say Big Lebowski is the first one that she's not in. But like, yeah, she's not in Big Lebowski. Like the character that they wrote for, and they must have like, from what I've heard, the Coen Brothers write for specific actors and actresses.
I read that too. Yeah.
So like the character that they wrote for her is just so like when she shows up at the crime scene and she just like immediately knows what happened.
Yeah.
Like she's like Sherlock Holmes, but like from Minnesota. It's so good.
I read that the Coen Brothers had her and Norm. I can't remember the actor who plays her husband, but they had them like make up a whole backstory and everything for their whole their relationship, and it was like they met while they were on the police force, and they had to like figure out who was gonna quit and everything, and Marge stayed on because she was a better cop, and then Norm took up painting. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cute. I want to know how their family is when the baby's there. I want to know that dynamic. I also really, I hope Norm achieves his goal of winning the stamp contest. Like, obviously he gets the 3-cent stamp, but like, I want him to get the big money stamp, you know? I don't know if the 29-cent is like the highest you can go, but like...
I wonder if he's done it in the past, because it implies like people imply that he's like done this before. Like this is a regular thing that he does.
From what I know about the stamp the wildlife duck stamp competition, I think it's like you when you're in it. So I think
there's some other movie or TV show that has this as a plot point.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know one of the guys, Andrew Roses at Rooster Teeth, he's entered and like seeing his prize.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yes, I've heard of that.
Because he had his like duck picture on the podcast and whatnot. I think he still does it. It's like I was like reading up on everything. It's wild. Like it opened in October and it doesn't close until like later this year. Which I get it. Like you have to like prepare and like get your duck pictures or whatever. I'm even on like stamp TikTok right now and like seeing how like
these. Are you gonna become a philatelist?
Oh, is that a stamp collector?
Yeah.
Brandon, if I was born at a different time, I would absolutely be. I would love to collect stamps. Is it easy to collect stamps now?
I mean, like, it depends on, like, how much you want to collect stamps, right?
Yeah, that is true.
Because, like, I mean, you can just go start buying stamps and collecting stamps and figuring out stuff. I mean, like, from what I've heard, because I know people who collect various things, like I've been in the Magic the Gathering scene for a long time. I know very serious Magic collectors who like get one of every set or something like that. It is a thing like you have to be like, okay, I'm going to be very patient and wait for this one thing that I want to eventually like have an opportunity to get it.
Well, I think that's even like to say like Legos, like. You hear about the set and like you gotta be on it to get that Lego set when the first of the month hits, or else you're
see waiting. This is the appeal to collecting something like stamps, I think, instead of like because like I've never been like hardcore collecting thing, but like I've got a pretty decent sneaker collection or something, like kind of collect cars. I've done some like Disneyland pins occasionally and stuff like that. Collecting something that is like you have to buy it when it comes out versus collecting something that is like it's already been out. Those are two very different things. And I don't really like collecting. Like I hate doing okay, it's 7 a.m. and I'm refreshing the Nike website to try to get these sneakers. And I hate it because that sort of collecting immediately becomes about more reselling than it is actually collecting.
Right. Yeah,
which is bummer.
I don't know if I've ever... I collected Club Penguin cards when I was a kid, but like even then it was just like that occasional thing like, oh, we're at Target, and I was like, you can pick one thing out, and like I'm getting Club Penguin cards. I mean, like I had a decent stack of them, but like I've never, like, even with, like, I have a bunch of Funko Pops, but I'm also not, like, going on eBay trying to find specific ones. I'm just going to, like, Barnes & Noble, and if there's one that
Yeah,
I like, I'm getting that, like.
it's tough because, like, with sneakers, like, I own probably, like, 20, 25 pairs of sneakers, and I have, like, probably 75% of all the sneakers that I want.
Right.
Like, I would ever, like, collecting, I have most of them already.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones that I don't have are essentially impossible for me to get.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, like, collecting, it's not really what I'm doing. Like, it feels like baseball cards or anything like that. Like, I've never really, like, been super into, like, okay, I gotta, like, get all of these. It's like, no, I got, like, the 10 ones that I want, and that's fine.
I got really, I say really close. There was a hot minute a few years ago that one, I think it was Topps, released, like, a couple Jeopardy related cards, but, like, you had to get the baseball cards, and, like, maybe you're gonna get a Jeopardy person. And I think I got, like, 5 or 6 packs, and now I just have a bunch of baseball players that I don't know and no Jeopardy cards.
What a weird promotion.
Was really weird. Like,
weird.
But my dad, he was big into collecting cards growing up, and, like,
well, that was like the heyday of collecting cards. Like, my dad did that too. Yeah, it was just like, that's what you did.
I was talking to my dad a couple months ago, and another Rooster Teeth thing. Gus Sorolla has, like, a storage unit that's, like, just he'd, like, a shopping cart full of, like, baseball cards that he, like, right time, right place at Walmart or whatever. And I was telling my dad about this, and he opens the cupboard in the garage, and there's boxes of unopened baseball cards from I think the 90s. And I really just want to open them to see, but it's like, I don't know how much value. I'm sure that's
zero.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Zero value. We should do pack breaks. Let's get huge numbers on fucking YouTube and Twitch streaming. Like, we should just do pack breaks.
Oh my god, we should.
Do you know about, like, why the baseball card industry, like, died?
No.
Yeah, this is an interesting story. Get ready for the TikTok clip out.
Okay, I'm writing stuff down.
So baseball cards, huge industry, right? Baseball, top of the world. It was America's pastime, #1 sport in the U.S. Mm-hmm. So it's a combination of one. The steroid scandal happened, right? Find out Jose Canseco, Mark McGwire, Barry Bonds, all these guys breaking the home run records that everybody's paying attention to. All these guys are juicing, right? Mm-hmm. So that kind of that combined with the 1993 baseball strike, which they canceled the World Series because of the baseball strike. So it's 1 year in the history of the Major League Baseball. There was 1 year that didn't have a World Series. Those two things, like, really cratered baseball's popularity in America. At around the same time, Upper Deck card manufacturer, right? They've done a bunch of stuff. They had the Yu-Gi-Oh contract for a long time. They did a bunch of baseball cards. Essentially, they're just straight up like a criminal organization. Like, they have done so many shady things throughout their history. I'm a big fan of this podcast, The Receivables, with Patrick Sullivan's on there, who's a game designer who worked at Upper Deck doing, like, the WoW TCG and other stuff. Has a bunch of stories about just, like, this is a really shitty thing Upper Deck did. This is the time they broke the law doing this or this or this. Just terrible organization. They essentially, they were, like, printing money making baseball cards, right? Mm-hmm. And essentially what they realized was that there was extremely little transparency between what the value of a card was and how much the actual supply of the card was. It was entirely based off of just, like, this is the rookie card for the big star of the year. This is going to be worth, like, $200. So they just started printing sheets of Ken Griffey Jr. rookie cards.
Oh, wow.
Like not printing sets that had a Ken Griffey, printing entire sheets of them, and then just, like, seeding packs with them, giving them away at different things, essentially printing $200 bills to sell. And eventually it was found out that the market of baseball cards was being artificially inflated, and people were just, like, the value of cards was not at all representative of what people were paying for them, and it completely crashed the market.
Oh wow! Oh, that's why. So, what I'm imagining, I don't know if you're familiar with the hit movie Drake and Josh Go Hollywood.
Yes.
They're printing money, and this is what they print money in that movie. That I'm just imagining. I don't even know what this Mr. Griffey Jr. looks like. I'm imagining just baseball cards just coming out like in that scene in Drake and Josh Go Hollywood. That's wild. Oh, I gotta see now what brand, because I have a picture of the cards my dad has. Now I'm curious to know.
They could be. I imagine that if they are up like 1993 Upper Deckers or whatever, the Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card, I imagine your dad would have busted all those packs open. There's no way he was sitting on those.
Well, I remember as a kid, I mean like maybe 2010 or something. They were tops. What year is it? I can't even see the year that's on them. 1990. 1990. You could win. Oh my God, Brandon, we opened these. We could win a trip to 1991 spring training.
So, okay, wait. So this is, so 1990,
Tops
we say
Major League Baseball cards with one stick of bubblegum. You're muted.
I don't know what muted me. It was something on my keyboard. That's interesting. Gonna have to look that up. So let's see. What's the big money cards in here? So there's a couple Nolan Ryan cards. That's cool. Ken Griffey Jr. All-Star rookie card. Ooh. Oh, well, so this is an error, so it's not actually going to be worth this much. But there's apparently an error of the Ken Griffey Jr. All-Star rookie card that's going for $28,000. That's an error. The regular one's going for $7.
Brandon, can you imagine? We have this error card. I think we could become HBO Steve.
Maybe.
I remember growing up and my dad breaking cards open for some reason, just a random night. And for other random reason, one of my uncles came over. And I don't remember this uncle ever coming over randomly other than for family holidays before. But he's just sitting there. We're on the family room watching TV or whatever. My dad's opened these cards with a stick of bubblegum. Now these cards, 80s, 90s, this is probably 2010. My uncle's eating the bubblegum, not realizing how old it is. And this man is just gagging in our family room because he's eating like 20-year-old bubblegum, 30-year-old bubblegum. Now that's what I associate with baseball cards.
Mac, the complete set. If you get you get the complete set, $20.
That's so sad. But we could win a trip to 1991 spring training, Brandon. That's huge.
There's Frank Thomas rookie cards in there.
Oh, I don't.
George Bush cards? He was the owner of the Texas Rangers at the time.
Wow. I don't know if my dad's awake. I want to ask him how many boxes he has.
We need to crack those to try to find a George Bush card.
Okay, I'm gonna ask my dad how many boxes. He definitely has at least 2. Because those are the pictures that I have. Maybe some card boxes, yeah. Because for some, I don't know why, he just had like the Walmart size boxes. He just has all of those. So I mean, however many are in those times however many boxes.
Apparently the Frank Thomas rookie card's like worth some cash.
Oh.
It's like so there's a misprint of the Frank Thomas rookie card that doesn't have it doesn't have the name printed on it. It's just a blank slate. That's worth like $20,000.
Oh, I hope my dad is awake so I find out how many chances we could have.
So the George Bush cards, there's only 100 of them. They're worth about 10 grand a piece.
10 grand a piece. Okay. A piece! Oh my god, what if we have...
this is HW.
Isn't that when he was president?
Yeah,
well?
That's probably why they did it. Yeah, because he's in his baseball uniform from Yale.
My dad has 10 or 12 boxes.
It's cracking these things.
We gotta crack these things.
The regular Frank Thomas rookie card is worth like $175.
Holy Oh my god, this might be... this is how we become tens of thousands heirs.
Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna start cracking baseball packs on the YouTube.
This is... Oh, he also has... Okay, so they're from various... What about 1987?
I mean, we'll just have to go through these, look them up.
We'll go... Yeah. We could win a trip to 1988 spring training. Can you imagine if one of those are a winner? Oh wait, it's an entry form inside. We should send one of these entry forms in.
Ooh, these got Bo Jackson cards in them.
Ooh.
The Barry Bonds one's worth money.
Watch out,
Jose
bro.
Canseco.
This is how we make it big.
Yeah.
This is...
I don't know if you've seen like the numbers, but people like cracking open old baseball cards on streams. That's like doing good numbers.
This is the only... I only know them from... Guess what? Rooster Teeth.
Oh yeah. What fuck face break shit.
Yeah. That's the only... But if they're Rooster Teeth, so I'm sure they get numbers regardless. But I don't know. I might have to do more research on this.
Yeah.
So are you gonna come out to Pennsylvania, or am I gonna have to send you a box?
Oh, I thought we would just stream
I'll
break them and I'll watch. And
you
look up cards. I'll tell you about players.
That's how we do it. That's smart.
Yeah.
And then I'll try the bubblegum.
Yeah, you gotta do that once. You gotta try the bubblegum once.
So it'd be 1987's 36 years ago? Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You can't die from bubblegum, right? Unless you choke.
Probably not.
I'm fine. Let's do it.
You take a bite. It's not going to turn into gum. You're not gonna be able to chew it.
It's just like hard.
Yeah.
It's gonna turn into powder.
It's gonna crush in your mouth. You're gonna spit it out, and then we move on.
And then we get 100 of the George W. Bush, H.W. Bush cards, and then we're made. And that's how we get our fancy...
That's gonna like fund the podcast for the next decade.
Exactly. That's how we get our studio somewhere. Fargo. I'm sure real estate's cheap there. And then bada bing bada boom. That's how it's made. We just did we had a whole business meeting right there. We're fine. There's just something about opening packs of cards. It's so exciting. Just the mystery of it all. I felt that every time that I would crack open a Club Penguin trading card pack, and it's like, ooh, you got the code to get the cards online. And you got the what shiny cards are you gonna get, It's... Now, baseball cards, do they have... The Club Penguin cards, they had little numbers on the bottom,
to tell you what part of the set they're in. Yeah, they have those in the baseball cards. Man, I'll tell you what, I've been cracking Magic cards for over a decade now. I've never opened a real cash money card before, ever. I have terrible luck in all.
Your luck's gonna change this time with these.
Well, no, you're going to be opening the packs. People around me open amazing cards, Mac.
That's the energy we need going into this.
The other on Friday, I went to a Friday Night Magic. We drafted a big money set, right? Modern Horizons 2. It's got multiple cards that are worth $80+ in it, right? I didn't open a single card worth over $1. For prize packs, my buddy Jake cracks open the card that's worth $90.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I have terrible luck. I never open good cards. People around me, amazing cards.
How do you look up, do you go on eBay and check or is there a specific site to...
eBay's not super reliable because a lot of people artificially inflate prices on eBay, right? It's not there's a bid on it, but it hasn't sold for that amount, right? But I think there are some like reliable sites you can go to and look like what has this sold for in the past.
Right. Huh. It's interesting. Because I wonder what. Now I'm thinking about my Club Penguin cards. Like, how much my Club Penguin cards are worth.
Yeah, I don't think those are worth anything.
Listen, I got. They shimmer. They gotta be worth something. They're like 10, 11, 12s, bud. Like, they do the special actions on the website.
Send them into the card grading companies. See what they give you.
Oh, that'd be great. I just send them my stack that's like this big and it's fine. You know what's also fine? This movie.
More than fine.
More than fine. More than fine. This would get a 10 out of 10 in the grading scale if we sent this in as a trading card. Oh, this might go off on another tangent. What are your thoughts on dirt cups? Because wait, let me explain myself here. Because whenever Norm opens the night crawlers,
oh, okay,
it reminds me of the dirt cups with the gummy worms and like the ice cream and the pudding.
Not
really?
I can't. This is just a thing that's about me. I cannot like eat anything that is pretending to be something gross.
Interesting.
Like a bunch of Halloween candy, I just like non-starter.
Right. Oh.
Huh. It's because my brain's dumb and messed up. But yeah.
Because I love a dirt cup. Let me tell you what. The local farmer's market back home, they got Oreo cups. They got the dirt cups with the gummy worms. Best time of the week.
Yeah. Can't do it.
Oh, that's a shame.
Can't do it.
It's fair. That's fair.
I know. Like I feel like I'm missing out on stuff.
You are.
Because I've heard these things are delicious, but I'm just like, no, it looks gross to me.
They are. What if you ate them individually? Like
love gummy worms.
Yeah,
love
I was gonna
Oreos.
say. I remember you saying, just not okay. I mean, that's fair.
Yeah,
it's like
it's
not.
just like,
what about the donuts with like the Oreo crumbles and the gummy worms on them? Think you can be better.
That's probably too much for me. Another thing is like I'm not into like overly sweet things too much. Like something that's like really syrupy, sugary, sweet. Like I just can't like handle that.
Mm-hmm. You know, as I've gotten older, in my old age of 22, I've gotten, I don't know, sweet things don't appeal to me as much anymore. And I don't know, maybe my teeth are getting old. I don't know what's up. Like I ate a little chocolate duck earlier. Not a real duck. And it was hard for me.
Is part of this like your time spent in England has made chocolate taste a little bit worse for you?
Maybe, because I ate a lot of chocolate over there. But it's like, I like, even with like those frosted animal crackers, like I tried eating those and like I can barely make it through a pack of those because they're
way too sweet.
They're too sweet. And it's like even with chocolate bars, I can only go, I used to be able to just down a whole chocolate bar, but now it's like, I can maybe go a row.
I think as you get older, your ability to handle like super sugary stuff goes down, but like your ability to handle like more robust flavors goes up. Like there's a bunch of stuff that I didn't used to like as a kid, but now I love. Yeah. Like really strong mustards and stuff I wasn't really a big fan of, and now I'm like, yeah, give me some of that. That's amazing.
Yeah, like I realized like over the last like year or two that like I would choose something like salty or savory over like a piece of candy or whatever. Like I will down a bag of pretzels before I eat like a chocolate bar or
really
something.
The only candy I eat anymore is sour stuff. I'm still into sour stuff.
I still like Snickers, and I think that's because it has like the peanuts still in it. It still has that salty aspect of it, and like even that's changed. Like I used to really like Reese's peanut butter cups, and that maybe because I ate too many of those at one point or something, but like I'm into Snickers now. It's like
maybe it's just as you get older, your capacity to enjoy things just goes down.
I don't want to. It's such a sad reality, but I think you're right. It's like even my sister, she calls it her chocolate ick right now. She doesn't really like she likes candy bars still, or chocolate bars, but like she doesn't like Reese's peanut butter cups, she doesn't like Snickers, she doesn't eat Kit Kats, like nothing unless it's just chocolate for some reason. She just doesn't she can't eat.
Let us know in the comments. You guys still fucking with chocolate?
Yeah, what's up with chocolate these days?
Because unless it's like Halloween or something, I'm not really eating chocolate.
Yeah, I'm not like going out of my way. Like when I go to the convenience, like go to a CVS, I'm picking up a bag of chips before I'm getting like a Reese's peanut butter cup or something. Like,
yeah, yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I'm more into like, I mean, I love a red vine. Big red vines guy.
I've never had a red vine. I don't know if I like Twizzlers or not. I'll eat them.
They're fine.
Yeah, they're
I'm not super into them, but they're good.
No, there's other things that I would eat before I ate a Twizzler, and I don't know my thoughts on them, because my mom, she likes the little nubs of the Twizzler, so we always have those in the house, and like I'll ask her for a couple, and I'm like, I don't know how I feel about these, like. I can eat them without, I guess, throwing up, so I guess that's a good sign, but, like, I wouldn't eat these recreationally. I don't know. But I like a snack. I like goldfish.
I've never been a big goldfish guy. I prefer Cheez-Its.
That's fair. I've never really enjoyed the wacky flavors. Like, I like the regular goldfish, and I like the pretzel goldfish, and the colored goldfish, but they're essentially the...
I'm very opposed to the wacky flavors.
Yeah, they just don't...
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple, that's what I'm saying. Like, the cake flavor, you're eating a cookie. Like, you're just eating a tiny fish-shaped cookie at that point. Like, there's no cheese. There's no salt. Come on. I'm outraged. I say that because my sister likes them. So they're in the house. Although they do have saltine goldfish, which they're pretty alright. They're just a little saltine cracker goldfish.
Put them in your soup.
Exactly. Man, I love saltines. You into saltines?
Yeah, I'm kind of into saltines. I'm not eating saltines too much these days, but back in the day, I was crushing saltines.
I was eating sleeves of saltines, like, which I'm kind of shocked because like that's what like my mom would give me when I was sick, like ginger ale and saltines, and that's.
Ooh, see, we did 7-Up.
Oh.
7-Up and saltines.
Interesting. For some reason, we always had ginger ale in the house, and I don't know why. I guess just for when we were sick. I don't know if I've ever had 7-Up. Is it just what is that the equivalent
It's
of?
similar to Sprite, but not really the same.
Interesting. I'm sure I'll get around to it at some point in my life.
It's it's like a Pepsi to Coke kind of thing, where it's like, yeah, it's the same kind of soda, but they don't really taste the same at all. Mm-hmm. That's what a 7-Up is to a Sprite, you know?
Drink went down the wrong pipe. Yeah, okay, that's... Alright, I can figure out that connection in my head.
Yeah.
It's... A sick drink is essentially like the clear fizzy soda.
Yeah.
Which I guess makes sense. No syrups. No, you're just drinking a...
But like a really light one, because like, you're not doing a Sprite when you're sick.
No.
It's got to be a light, bubbly.
Exactly. Yeah. It's... What a time. Let me tell you what, when I was sick, last year was the first time I was sick and I wasn't at home, because I got sick in the middle of the week, so like I couldn't go home because I had class. That was terrible. Wow. Yeah,
being sick when you're on your own sucks.
It does. I was calling my mom at like 7:30 in the morning, like, what time do I take my Sudafed? Like, I don't know. You just have it out for me. Like, but yeah, I'm like taking my temperature because like, I don't know if I have COVID. I'm taking COVID tests, which, to be fair, I was, in my household, I am the COVID test administrator, because apparently I'm the only one who decides to read the instructions. So I got that down, but I was like, I'm taking my temp, I'm taking the Sudafed. I'm like, can I mix Sudafed and like ibuprofen? Because I've got a headache, but I got like, I don't know. I called my mom a lot.
See, this is one thing that I've heard pointed out about the differences between men and women, is that men do not care about mixing medications at all. They're just taking different stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna take ibuprofen. I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna take this. Yeah, I don't give a shit. Like, it's probably bad for me, but like it's not gonna kill me, right?
Now that you're saying that, I don't remember my dad ever asking whether he could take a combination of medicine when he was sick. I will say though, it's funny watching men be sick because at least my dad, because that's like I don't have any brothers, so I don't have any other experience, but it's kind of funny. Because he doesn't know what to do. Although he will take all the medicine, but it's a struggle. It's what it seems
a struggle
like.
Being sick.
That's what it seems like. Let me tell you what though, like that, waking up on the worst day of having a cold, and you're like, you can't breathe, and you got like, but snot is still right, it's terrible. Like, I just took, I take for granted breathing through 2 nostrils and not through my nose, you know?
Yeah, that's actually a thing I have to like remind myself occasionally. Because I think we've talked about this before, but being sick is like the first thing my brain does is just being like, I'm never gonna breathe right again. I'm just gonna be like this forever.
I don't remember what it was like to breathe with 2 nostrils.
Yeah, and so occasionally, when I'm just like feeling okay, I take a moment to just be like, everything is normal, and that's really nice.
Did this in class last week. I took an extra big breath. I was like, fresh air, no congestion. I can speak normal. I was looking through our clip outs, and one of the first ones with the soup that I did was, it was like right after I was sick and my voice was still weird. And I'm listening to it, I'm like, why the hell do I sound so weird? I was like, oh, it was because I was just coming off of being sick, and I didn't realize like how different I sounded, because it was like, I don't know, I just sounded snotty. Like, it's just, because sleeping, let me tell you what, sleeping's a freaking pain in the ass. Like, because I don't know. I'm a side sleeper, so I gotta, like, keep flipping back and forth to clear up the nostrils. I don't know what else I can do. Other than just flip back and forth.
I don't know. I really don't.
It's like, you gotta, it's just, the waking up, at least for me, a sore throat is essentially just a Pavlovian response to my brain to tell me to be sick. Like, it doesn't even have to be in winter. Like, before COVID, I used to get sick all the time. And, like, I remember one time, no one believed me. But I got sick because I ate Cheez-Its before bed. And I woke up with a sore throat, and then I got a cold. And I wasn't around anyone sick. It wasn't like during the big flu cold time at school. I got sick because I ate Cheez-Its before bed, and it made my throat all funky. And then it was a Pavlovian response. I'm convinced, but no one believed me.
This is a massive problem that I have in my life, which is related to where I live. I have like chronic issues with like postnasal drip, right? So it like drips down like the wrong way and goes down my esophagus, and then like terrible sore throats, coughing all the time, all this stuff. It gets triggered by really rapid changes in the weather.
Yeah.
Northern California is like every single day the weather's different. It'll rain, and then the next day it'll be sunny, and then it'll be sunny for a couple of days, and then it'll rain, and then it'll be cold, and it'll be windy, and so just like I'm just constantly sick.
Yeah.
Constantly.
That's how I'm honestly surprised that I didn't get sick again, because like this winter in particular, and still it's been so back and forth with the weather. Like Thursday it's supposed to be 78, and then next week it's supposed to be in the 50s. And like even like in the beginning, like tomorrow's supposed to be 64. Oh, now Thursday's supposed to be 80. Great. And then Saturday's supposed to be 55. Like thank God I'm not like a plant. I don't know what to do. Like I wouldn't be withered at this point with the back and forth of this. I have whiplash. But like Because that's how it would be, like, when I was in high school and middle school. Like, I would get sick when the weather would change. Every season. Without a skip and a beat. I would get a cold. Middle of summer. I'm the only one sick in my family. Although I will say, there was one benefit to me being sick. That was in my 8th grade year. I got my whole family sick. My dad started sleeping downstairs, and then he realized he could breathe while he slept. Hasn't slept upstairs since in a bed. He got run over as a child.
Oh, right. Yeah, you told me about this.
I think I told you about this. He got run over, so his breathing's all messed up, and he didn't realize until then that, like, sleeping in a chair helped with his breathing and everything.
Yeah.
So, see, he hangs out and sleeps downstairs in the chair. It's it's a fun time. You wake up and like, bam, there he is. Gotta be careful though. He's got a Scooby-Doo voice. When he gets scared, he sounds like Shaggy. So you gotta make sure you make your presence known, or else he'll freak out. It's but to wrap back into Fargo. I'm gonna tell my wood chipper story. I think it's time. Which I think I've told you this. I may have told you this story because it happened last year. I imagine I may have. How I accidentally made my family watch Fargo, and they didn't know anything about it. So we were skipping through the channels last year. I was at home I don't know if this was over winter break or what, but I was at home and we were going through the channels, and I saw Fargo come up. I was like, it's like almost the end of Fargo, maybe the last 45 minutes. Let's watch Fargo. There's nothing else on. So my parents, my sister was still upstairs. And so, I don't remember exactly which scene it was, but we're watching it, and I knew it was past the first prostitution scene. And then I realized there's still another scene where Steve Buscemi is having sex, and I'm like, shit, I'm gonna have to watch this with my parents. But it's okay. I remember it was only for a few seconds. So we get through it. My mom's freaking out. My dad's laughing at this. I'm like having to explain some of the plots, like who's who or whatever. By this point, my sisters come down. And my mom, it wasn't to the point, my mom will watch like 2020 and Datelines, but she doesn't like the goriness part of it. So like, she's not a fan of the gore. So I'm like, there's the wood chipper scene at the end. We get to the wood chipper scene, everyone's freaking out. And that is the one thing that they remember from this movie. And I texted my family on Friday when I was watching this movie. And I was like, guess what movie this is? And my sister figured it out. And my mom texted, not the wood chipper, in all caps. And there was a wood chipper clue a few months ago on Jeopardy. She got it. They said the word Fargo. She got it without any other clue or hint. She got it. It's the one thing. The wood chipper's the one thing my family remembers from this movie, which is why I think they should come on our trip just to see the wood chipper, because it has played every time we see a wood chipper, which is a lot of wood chippers where I'm from, because there's a lot of trees around. People be putting trees in wood chippers, not bodies from. Actually, no, I lie. I think actually there was a murder with a wood chipper. But other than that, every time, wood chipper, Fargo. That's my wood chipper story. Thank you.
I've heard that one a few times.
Yeah,
Glad the audience finally gets to hear it.
It's anytime Fargo comes, not even the movie, just the town in general. Wood chipper time. Steve Buscemi even. That they only know Steve Buscemi as the man in the wood chipper, nothing else.
Really?
They don't watch movies. It's really sad. Yeah. So it's, believe it or not, I have seen the most movies in my family. And that's still not a large number. Oh my god. Wait, this is a completely sidebar about movies. Smoking the Bandit was a clue on Jeopardy last week.
Oh yeah?
And I had to explain to a friend of the show, Tom Dack, that it was not about Smokey the Bear. You thought it was a movie about Smokey the Bear. That was great. But yeah, so that's
fantastic.
This movie time with me. Great movie, Fargo. Let me tell you what.
Fantastic. Really, really, really wonderful movie.
I think it's one of those movies where I could just keep watching it over again. Like it's
Yeah.
yeah. I think
It's not one I come back to often, and I think it's just because, like, as far as like Coen Brothers go, a lot of their movies kind of like work around the same space, and Fargo's like not like the most Coen Brothers. It has like bits of them in there, like the technical proficiency, it's a bit light on the repeated dialogue, which is like a big Coen Brothers staple of just like in the same scene, a character saying like the same thing over and over again. It does it a little bit in this one. I think the main examples that you can get from it is like when William H. Macy is talking to his father-in-law about like business stuff or whatever. And yeah, there'll just be like a character in there who's just like, we're not a bank. Like just saying the same thing over and over again. That's much more pronounced in other Coen Brothers movies. And then like, yeah, like Fargo's really good, but if I'm gonna watch like a Coen Brothers crime movie, I'm probably gonna watch No Country for Old Men. Like, that's one of my favorite movies of all time. So
that's a crime movie?
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was like a historical Western.
It's what's called a neo-Western.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
Yeah. So it's like it is a Western set in like today. Well, I think it's set in like the 70s.
Is that based off a book?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I thought. Okay. I'm excited. Because I remember... this might be like the fourth time I mentioned Rooster Teeth this episode. I remember like when that movie came out and like they were raving about it on the Rooster Teeth podcast, like Bus and Gurney.
Really?
You
were listening to the Rooster Teeth podcast in 2007?
Oh no.
You just went back and
I went back.
To...
Yeah, I
say you were 7 years old.
I was 6. Yeah. Can you imagine a 6-year-old? But I had gone back, and I think I only made it into like maybe halfway, like 150. Before I forgot, I don't even remember where I left off. But I remember when that movie came out, and like it's really interesting listening to like them talking in 2007 about like different movies and stuff, and like seeing how that. I don't know. It's just interesting to see like hear their thoughts and like knowing now what has happened or whatnot. But I don't know. It's cool. So I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah, can't wait to watch that movie. I mean, I watch it. I've seen it a million times, but yeah, I love that movie so much. But yeah, I mean, Fargo's still just a banger of a flick.
It is.
And yeah, it's like one thing that's going to become like a big constant as we go through this month is just like the nothing matters. Like usually movies follow or stories in general follow like a very like specific format of like good things happen to the good guys, bad things happen to the bad guys. But like the woman who gets kidnapped just dies off screen.
Yeah.
And it's not a big deal at all. They don't make a big deal out of it. Nobody cares. Just moves on.
Yeah.
And then...
I was saying that you would think she would be a bigger part, but...
Yeah, like, that's not something you would normally ever... Like, one, most of the time in a movie, you wouldn't kill her, period.
Right.
Because that's going to make your audience really upset because she didn't, like, deserve it or anything, which is normally how stories go.
Right.
It happening off screen is like, wow, that's wild.
You almost don't believe it at first. It's like, oh, she's not moving. Like,
yeah,
she's gone. Like, no fanfare. Just like, oh, by the way.
Yeah, by the way, she's dead.
Yeah.
And then just like the like, there's no big payoff at any point in this movie. Like William H. Macy's scheme falls apart immediately.
Oh yeah.
like the second
they break in.
Yeah.
Then it's done. Like she falls.
I mean, even like even before that, he shows up to the business meeting and he's just like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna buy it out from under you. Like you don't even have a shot.
Yeah.
You're the where you got the other part of the money, the cars, like that's completely falling apart. You're gonna go to jail for that.
Yep.
Like everything just falls apart immediately. He's like these are not like there are no good criminals in this. Like they're not savvy. They're not smart. They're all really bad at what they're doing. Everybody's kind of dumb except for Marge. And then at the end of the movie, when like Marge has arrested Carl, and she's just like, so like this was all for like $80,000,
right?
Like 4 people are dead. Mm-hmm. No, like what, 5, 6 people?
I think so. I would have to 1, 2, 3, 4.
Because it's the wife, the father-in-law, the parking attendant, and then the 3 people at the initial shootout.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Steve Buscemi.
Oh yes, so 7. You killed 7 people for $80,000 in a car,
and he doesn't even have the 80,000. It's in its snow.
Well, no, because they get $1 million.
That's right. Okay, yeah.
And they take 80,000 out and then bury the rest. Yeah, it's just like yeah, nothing matters. Everything's kind of pointless. Everything's shitty. This is like very, very Coen Brothers. That's one of the things I really like about them. Is just like they completely abandon like the structure of how you think stories are supposed to go to just be like, yeah, this is just kind of like how life is. Like at the end of like, yeah, somebody has probably killed like 8 people just for like $40,000.
Right.
Like that sucks.
I like that you don't know the climax is happening until it's like Marge is just going through and then she's like, oh shit, there's the car. There's no big thing. She's just like, oh.
Well, yeah, because she just gets tipped off. She's like, oh yeah, there's some people. It's probably up there at the lake, and she just goes driving by, and she's like, oh yeah, that's the car.
Oh, there it is. All right,
yeah,
let's go.
And it's like it's barely a climax.
Yeah.
Like it's not like a chase happens or anything like that. She just stumbles across the guy, and he goes to run, and she shoots him in the leg.
I don't even think there's even really any music that plays during that part. It's just cut and dry.
No, and this is a repeated thing, especially when we get to No Country for Old Men. The Coen Brothers, like in like those parts of the movies, really do try to like move away from like doing scores and stuff.
That's cool.
Try to be more like just diegetic.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's amazing. They're so good.
It's so good.
And shout out, I think he did the cinematography for all the movies that we're going to do. But shout out Roger Deakins, best to ever do it, best cinematographer of all time.
Woo! Come on the show.
Yeah, incredible. Especially we're gonna do Oh Brother Where Art Thou next, and that's like the cinematography in that movie is just fantastic.
I don't even have a guess for what that movie's about. I'm excited.
Oh, I can't wait till you get to Oh Brother Where Art Thou, because that's the Coen Brothers like move back and forth in a really strange way between like these really serious bummer crime movies and then like comedies.
Ooh.
Because they're also like one of the biggest inspirations like that you see when like you're really like studying Coen Brothers movies is they're super into Looney Tunes.
Oh, interesting.
Like when they take the wife out of the car and she's got the bag on her head and she just starts like running around.
Yeah.
That's like Looney Tunes shit.
Your abs. Oh my god. Oh wow. Huh. Interesting. I will make sure that is in the back of my head. I love a good Looney Tune.
Yeah. It's great.
It is great. I think. Oh, my last note. They didn't get a Tony salad when they were at the buffet.
They did not.
Bullshit. Can't believe this. All we've done for the Tony salad. It's not even in a movie.
I mean, the movie came out
almost 30 years ago.
Yeah.
27 years ago. Oh,
before the Tony salad was a thing,
before
so.
Tony was even born.
Yeah. It's a good thing they didn't get a Tony salad, because then it wouldn't be called a Tony salad.
That is true. We have the copyright.
Yeah, I had to call it something else.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. Good thing. I originally wrote 0 out of 10. That is a 10 out of 10. I didn't get it. I don't make those. Oh my god! When we make all of our money off of breaking boxes, what is it called?
Breaking boxes. I've heard people say that.
Okay, cool.
Breaking packs.
Breaking packs.
Bracken packs.
Bracken packs. We can do our Haas's tour because they never got back to me about the damn Haas's sponsorship. I emailed them in September, I think, when it happened. Also, nothing has happened from the other sponsorship. I think that we were trying to get a Clapper sponsorship. I can't remember. I got the email sent in my. I emailed like their VP or something of whatnot. I'll follow up on those. Yeah. Yeah, you got to experience the legit Tony salad from the Haas's.
Got it. Yeah, we need to make that happen.
We gotta do that. Brandon, do you have any final notes or thoughts on the Fargo?
Just fantastic. Love the Coens. Can't wait to get into some of the bigger movies.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch more of their stuff. So yeah, Fargo, one of my favorite movies. I have to rewatch the show. I think I'm gonna rewatch the show when the 5th season comes out because I'm kind of, before I realized that it was all connected, it was too late for me to make all of the connections. So I got to go back and like, I got to take notes essentially and like just figure out, oh shit, this is all. There are more connections than I think there are. So I already looked up this Fargo book is not on Audible. Unfortunately.
Yeah, normally those kind of books don't make it.
Which I kind of assumed it wouldn't be because it's I'm gonna show you some of this actually. It's very interesting because there's script pages and whatnot, which is pretty cool.
Ooh, I like that.
That's from the 2nd season, and then there's it's more script. There's some nice pictures. Here's Billy Bob Thornton in the 1st season. He's really creepy. It's like he was the first. I think it's the first thing I've seen Billy Bob Thornton in, and then when he was in Armageddon, it like threw me off. That he wasn't like murdering anyone. Yeah, it's really pretty pictures. Here's a house from Fargo season 3, Christmas time, you know. It's a good book. And it's heavy duty, and I only got it for like $5, so.
Yeah. I've got a book like that for the Venture Brothers. And I love those kind of things.
I love these kind of books with like all the details and whatnot, and just different the big old pictures and the script and everything. I enjoy those thoroughly. Plus, they're always really nicely made. So, I like the ones with like little pull outs in them. I have a bunch of Harry Potter ones that have like different like they had like a miniature version of the Marauders map and like different posters. Those were fun. But yeah. So, Brandon, what are you listening to on Audible right now? What are you listening to anything?
No, I don't have anything going currently. I do have some stuff saved in the wish list though, so let's pull something like that up. Let's see what's on there.
Let us see. Because I don't think the current book that I'm listening to. Oh, it might be. No, the current book that I'm listening to is not on Audible.
What I've kind of been like probably gonna start doing soon is The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath, which is read by Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Ooh, that's gonna be good.
Yeah, that seems like it's gonna be super cool. If we're just gonna go back at something that I've listened to in the past and really, really liked, let's do say, oh, you know what? I mean, basketball season's about to wrap up, so if you wanna learn some more about basketball, How to Watch Basketball Like a Genius by Nick Green is a fantastic fantastic book, really good audiobook. Also recommend the Jeff Pearlman books about the Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh.
Showtime and Three Ring Circus, which the HBO show is based off of.
Oh, okay.
Also, Showtime by Jeff Pearlman, a sneaky cameo by Jim Tasty's dad, friend of the show, Jim Tasty.
There we go. We know him. Yeah. He's been on this show.
Mm-hmm.
Last year.
His dad briefly played in the NBA and gets name checked in the book. So yeah, go check that out.
Go. And Brandon, if people want to listen to these, how can we help them?
Oh, well, I mean, they could just go to audible.com/trial/HBO Max, MAKS. And then, they would get a free month of Audible. They would get a free audio book that they would get to keep, even if they do not use the service. I personally use the service. I read a bunch of books on Audible. Just get one book a month. Do that while I'm at work. Get some reading in. Do it really conveniently. Some really good stuff on there, like the books that we've mentioned. Just audible.com/trial/HBO Max, MAKS, all lowercase.
Yes, case sensitive. Read them, listen to them books. Help us out.
Read some goddamn books. Grow up, okay? Get off your ass. Read a book.
Read a book. I agree. I'm currently reading. I just said it's not on. Oh, it's in my backpack. I just said it's not on Audible, but I'm gonna tell you what I'm reading anyway. I'm currently reading Echoes in the Darkness by Joseph Wambao.
Yeah, I own a first edition hardcover of that book.
Did you buy it? I remember you said that to me. Oh, that's exciting. I forget. My mom knows someone connected to this. I think the prosecutor's wife is from where I'm from. I think someone's from Mechanicsburg. I can't remember who. But it was a big deal in South Central because this happened in Philadelphia or outside of Philadelphia. And so there's, of course, people from Harrisburg and whatnot in South Central Pennsylvania. So big old deal. Ooh, when did I get on this? Big old deal when, I think something's leaking in my backpack. My book is...
Even liquids in your backpack?
I didn't. What's in here? Oh, here's the charger for my laptop for work that...
Neat.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it was just because it was... I mean, it may have just already been on there. I don't know. I'll have to look at that later.
When did 90% of backpacks start having the little clip on it for hanging a fucking frying pan on it or something?
What?
The little square with the two holes in it?
In this?
Oh no, the front of your backpack.
Oh, this!
That thing,
what does this do? I have no idea.
So you tie a loop around it and it holds so that's when people go hiking and stuff, that's they'll take a cast iron frying pan, if they're gonna be out there for multiple days, and you tie that around and it holds stuff like that.
I never knew. I'm not doing that.
No, nobody does it. Why does every fucking backpack have one now?
That's so true. Because I was just thinking about that the other day because I was looking at my backpack. I'm like, I don't know what that does. Surely it's got to have a purpose if it's there. But I wouldn't even know how to Google that. I would just add too many words. What is, and this backpack doesn't have it, but what does the little thingy in this pocket thing? You know how sometimes it has the hook? What is that? What's that supposed to hook onto?
Yeah, I haven't really thought about that.
I don't know. This is my backpack. Here's my backpack. Thank you. That got...
Maybe keys? You putting your keychain on there?
I'm guessing.
That seems inconvenient, though.
It does, because all I keep in here is, Smarties.
I'll tell you what, I'm not clipping a lot of stuff onto anything.
No, I'm not either. What's this? Oh, it's a mask, just in case. Yeah, I'm not clipping anything anywhere. And my headphone, my headphone mic, just in case. So I got random things there. And my glasses case.
Wait, so you packing your headphones around with you places?
When I go home.
Oh, okay.
Or, yeah, it's really just that. I've occasionally needed it if I have to do a meeting at work. Because I usually have these headphones for, just because I like these headphones.
Are those your daily listening headphones? You take those around with you?
No, I have. I just got I have wired I have wire headphones. But okay. At work, if I'm doing logging and clipping on a laptop, I like these better because the other cuffs. yeah, they're like conformed to my head at this point, and it's like new headphones are like gross, or like they just give me a headache. So, and plus these are like pretty much soundproofed or like sound canceling, so like I don't know. I like these. They're kind of falling. They're like the leather's flaking a little bit, but other than that, I replaced the cuffs last year, so I'm hoping they get me through a few more years, but we'll see. That's my back, and that is my backpack. Thank you.
Okay.
Maybe another day we'll do a whole backpack tour, because I don't even know what's all in there. I've had that since my freshman year of college, so I didn't use it for a year and a half, but there's stuff in there. I found out the other day my pen exploded in that bag. Maybe it was pen ink that was on my book.
No.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah. I pull out all my pens. I'm like, yeah, blue pen's leaking. Not good.
Hate that.
Not good. Why do they gotta do that? I don't get it. None of my other pens exploded. That one, for some reason, did. It was a new pen, too. Anyway. Brandon, where can people find you if they want to find you on the internet?
Oh, they can find me on Twitter or Twitch or TikTok at Jose Ruckus. Same name, all the places.
There you go. Easy enough. You can follow... I tweeted something out yesterday. You can follow me on Twitter at PotterPants212 for an occasional tweet. It's mainly just retweets of this show, which is on Twitter at HBO Max, HBO Maks. Or you can find us on YouTube and all your podcast platforms, youtube.com/at HBO Max. Subscribe, like, hit the bell, comment. Brandon, what should people comment this week?
Oh, what did we talk about earlier in the episode? I asked, are you still fucking with chocolate? Let me know about that. I'm interested in that.
I'm interested to know that as well. So yeah, talk to us about chocolate. Come continue watching Coen Brothers with us.
Yep.
And watch out on our stuff on April 20th, 4/20, for year 3 of HBO Max. Find out what we're doing. Woo.
Yep. Big stuff.
Big stuff. Maybe Steve Buscemi. Who knows?
Maybe.
Is
he on Cameo?
Ooh. We might have Steve Buscemi, HBO Steve.
People still doing cameos? I don't know.
I have no idea. And with that, Fargo.